Hello, everybody, whenever, wherever. Welcome back. So, today I will talk about one of two Chiron cycles that I find are pretty, let's say, interesting and also a bit pressing at the moment, right? So, first, today I will talk about Chiron with Eris, and the next one, another time, will be Saturn Chiron. So, Chiron is called the wounded healer, as many of us know, right? But it's not only that. To me, I call him very often the master of loops, and that's because of his special orbit. Yeah, he does make such a kind of whoop, and then and then whoop, and like this, and it's a very big one. It's even in astronomy, it's actually called part of his orbit. It's not like a retrograde we would see usually with all the planets, and he does that also when looked at from heliocentric view. We don't see this kind of retrogrades, as they are called, in geocentric view. We don't see them from heliocentric view. They become very, let's say, very slow in that sense, in the heliocentric view, but not retrograde, not making a little loop, except for Chiron. He does make a loop, and that's why I call him master of the loops. Yeah, he is actually connecting Saturn and Uranus, so it means he cuts through both orbits. And he is a centaur. That means, by astronomical standards, that he is acting sometimes like an asteroid and sometimes like a comet. So that's the background, right? Eris, you may remember, disrupting. And so I go and jump over to the slideshow right away. So here you can see that Chiron, he has also this kind of rings, like many of the planets do have, asteroids as well, and minor planets as well. They're just not discovered with all of them, but maybe all of them have. Anyhow, Eris, we don't really have a nice picture of the planet, but so an artistic interpretation of the mythology of Eris. Yeah, she is about revelations, about the reality of situations. She exposes, but it's for a good cause. It's not meant in a bad way, but yeah, it's never, where she is involved, it's never comfortable. Let's say like that. So they met on 15th of January 1972. So, and if Chiang Mai or somewhere else, it's about the same day. Just time difference need to be considered. Voila. So they met here in the middle. It's about 17 degrees of Pisces. As you can see, Eris here very south in the belly of Cetus. And Pisces here, Chiron here in Pisces at the star Linteum. And this one here is called Deneb, what is it? Deneb al-Genubi. So, of Cetus. You can also see here in opposition Uranus. He is around 20 degrees sidereal Virgo in the constellation of Virgo. Yeah? So it means that theme needs to be included. And also here in trine Ceres. When in 2025 we will have the next conjunction, and that will be here just at the cusp. Yeah. So we have actually two cycles that are active in some ways right now. Yes, it's the one that started last was in 1972, but there are many people who actually are born before then, me included, so we are all kind of in that old cycle that started in 1917. And while we are closing that new one down, we may also close the old one down. We will, if we are able to do so, then we can actually heal and conclude two, which would be kind of nice when I think about, when end of Pisces here in 2025, and then it will move into Eris for one further. And you see here, this one here, that little dot here is Alriska. That's the alpha star of Pisces, and it's the knot between the past and the future. It belongs together, right? But we should be in the now, and that's kind of where we should go to, right? And I hope we can really once for all clear our loops from the past, and in this way start anew, but enriched with the experience, with the knowing, with the understanding of the past in this sense. So now, master of loops, self-mastery meets the disturbances for reality, right? We have in middle of Pisces, we are talking about uncovering as well. It is revealing, and it's about the past. It has a lot to do with experiences, but also the potential of growth, because Jupiter's perihelion, so meaning point of most influence, lies at just 19 degrees of Pisces, as well as Eris aphelion, meaning more like the intention. And Chiron's aphelion intention point is at about 14 degrees Pisces, so they kind of met in between. Kind of significant, I find this, or funny to note. So we have this potential to really use those experiences, but it's also what we reveal is not only what we may have perceived as bad, but also what we actually love, what we love to do, what we would love to be or have, or just, but we maybe also some potentials we actually do have. So sometimes that is because of whatever experiences we have. We may have chosen certain path in life, or have reacted to happenings in life in a certain way that may not really, let's say, being heartfelt, maybe out of responsibility, of feeling of duty, or whatever, or just like, let's say, the zeitgeist, yeah, the current feel, and not wanting to be an outsider. And so with that, we may have made certain decisions in life, and then we are in loop. We have now a lot of people, they go through this right now. Yeah, they suddenly they find out, what I do for a living, or in relationships, or in whatever theme there is for one personally, individually. They discover, what, it's not really what I wanted. There is something, it is not, it's not right for me. Sometimes it doesn't mean that you have to throw everything away. I'm not meaning that, yeah. But sometimes it may need a nice, a good conversation with somebody, and putting the cards on the table, reality, right? Things like that. So it is not only on the big world thing. It's not only about tossing everything away just because it doesn't work right now. No, it's about seeing that, and then looking how what potentials are here, what possibilities are here to do something different. When we look at the bigger picture, of course, it's also, we have globally, we have a certain way of reacting to certain things, and sometimes that can also be avoiding for any price. That's especially when there are traumatic experiences. Then we have the tendency to just no way, never again. And so certain, let's say, ways of reacting to anything that may look similar to that will be we will be trying to react in that way, to avoid in some ways. And when we have certain ways of how to do that as a collective, then we may do that. And but it may create loops, because it's not always, not everything that looks as the same. It may be similar, but it's always a unique new situation, with a new timeline, if you want, with new possibilities, maybe, to react to something, and new ideas, new zeitgeist, right? So even so, we may have certain similarities that gives an idea about a threat, what may be the theme be, and we have our intuition, we have all our knowledge, we have everything that is around us that can help us to give clues about how we could respond or try something else. Uranus in opposition, right? We have that more, let's say, scientific, a bit cool approach to it, right? We don't need to react in an emotional way. That usually doesn't lead anywhere good. So we can just look at it a little bit from afar, also Jupiter's perihelion, look at it from far away, higher viewpoint, and then look at it. Not from the emotional way, that will not bring us anywhere. And have ideas, Uranus experimenting, can that bring us somewhere? So, but a scientific approach also means that we have to see when it doesn't work in a certain way, that we have to say, okay, it was worth a trial, but it doesn't work, so let us finish this experiment. We will look for another way. So these are all this kind of energies that are around and that we are completing in 2025. Then we will have it more totally future oriented. Now we are still a bit in this concluding, seeing how this actually works, and to use the experiences. It's a huge pot of information that we carry within us, and not only our own, also the one from before, and you know that. So, well, now in December 2021 we will reach the 13 degrees before the next conjunction, so means we are in the balsamic phase. And so it's like, the future is almost here. It's like you can see it, the light at the end of the tunnel. It's full of wishes and hopes and foresights and all this future oriented energy, right? It's just not right here yet, but yeah, you can see it. It's there, and we work for it. It's what we want, right? And that's the energy we are in now. And I think there are many people who are really living that. When I look around on the internet, and but also people I meet, there is a lot of let's say last minute tasks. It sounds a bit strange when we talk about years, right? But still, I can see many people, they feel that need to old themes that have been coming up, to really solve them, to really go to the bottom of it and take care of it once and for all. And every single person who does that helps for the whole, right? So every single step is a step on the way. And I find it really interesting to observe that. And as I said, individually, it can be about anything. That's up to you to find out what it means for you individually. I think what it means globally, yeah, we already know. We see it in news every day. But also, history of 1971-72. It was very interesting when I looked through all these pages in Wikipedia. It was very so many plane crashes. That was I thought, oh, strange. So anyhow, there is also the one included that I think there was a movie made out of it later. It crashed in the Andes, and there were quite some people surviving, but yeah, cannibalism was involved in the possibility for survival. There were also all the Apollo 14 to 17 missions, so quite a lot of moon landings there. We also had the Black Sunday and Black Friday, Ireland, England, IRA questions or fights. Horrible. Also, the Munich massacre during the Summer Olympics. And well, in that time, in several countries, there were official anti-terror units founded, installed, putting into work. There was, in America, the war on drugs was declared, but we also had Greenpeace was founded in Vancouver, Canada. So there is something else I read just on a short note, because I'm Swiss, so it just jumped out. It was in that time that finally on the federal level women got their right to vote. And it was also in that time that I read, what was it? There was the first woman became a judge in London. It was the first time. Her name is Rose Helbron. So I thought that very funny, first woman judge in London, and Switzerland started to have votes for women. Kind of. So, anyhow, that's what we have today for Chiron and Eris, and I hope you find that useful for yourself and with observing others. You see, with that experiencing, I was thinking about it the other day. Now, not only about cycles, but what I observe between people. We have now this big thing about the vaccine or not vaccine, or all these kind of things everybody knows. But it's so much we do act from experience, and some people, they made this kind of experiences in their life, and so they will decide more in that direction. Other people, they made other experiences in their lives, and so because of that they will tend to go more in that direction. So, and you can't blame the people, and you can't make somebody falling a different decision against their own being. And I'm not telling here what to do, and it's up to everybody. We are all sovereign beings, and we are in our bodies, right? And our body belongs to us individually, so it's an individual choice what to do and what to believe to be true. So, and with that now, I would like to say goodbye. You know the things to click, right? And I will also put a link in the description box to my website, and also to the site where you can donate or tip, as you want to call it. So whatever, I thank you for all your contributions, also your likes, shares, comments, whatever, it's all appreciated. So I see you soon again for the Saturn Chiron cycle. Until then, bye.